This blue and purple hive is the main hive, which has a lot of activity, and it looks like the cover's been pushed off. This green and red hive is a nice hive, and I'm not hardly seeing any activity. So this is the first. It's finally started getting a little warm out. This is my first opening of the season. We'll see. I'm actually seeing a little activity now. There's nothing in that hive. Yeah, that hive right there is mean as all get out. It doesn't matter if I smoke them or what I do. They hate me. Still got plenty of sugar. All I did was put a bag of sugar over them. We didn't get real cold this year, but they did have a pretty good case of hive beetles right before I closed them up for the winter. Let's see the pissy hive. Usually smoke does nothing but tick them off. You can actually hear them buzzing louder, like, don't try to calm me down, I don't like you. And even with all this clothes on and gloves, I usually get nailed from this hive almost every time I'm in it. They are eating it a lot better than the other hive. Almost no sugar left. I made this little makeshift cover, and my donkeys are probably the ones that kicked this over. All I did was cut a deep. I probably could have waited, but usually they get out of the way. These don't get out of the way. They just go airborne and try to tag you. So I don't know why. I was secretly hoping that this hive might have died off just because they're so dang mean. They're buzzing all around me right now. They're doing good on sugar. I don't think I'm gonna open them up. And they've almost crystallized that. Got a lot of moisture in there. You can see them all over me. I don't know why these are so agitated. I have heard that has a lot to do with the queen. But my other hive, I can blow smoke like this, and they all just go away. Here, they get ticked, go airborne, and try to nail you. So, I don't know why. This hive has been that way ever since I initially got it. And they will stay airborne and try to tag me until I'm done. So usually, you better get away. Spike, you're gonna get nailed. I'll work on this hive and then this one. Because really this hive over here, I could work with nothing on and they wouldn't bother me. You can see that they are bringing in a little pollen. See, that one's got some on his legs. I've got a ditch at the bottom of the hill, and I'm suspecting I live on a huge hill. There's a bunch of ravines that come right down to the back of the house. And I'm thinking these trees, the pollen off the trees is getting in the water and running down, and they're getting in that ditch and sucking up what's in the water at the bottom. Because it's not just the water. I know they'd be getting a drink, but they're actually on the surface around the water. So, I don't know, my guess. So they've been used to coming in this back, but since the top was knocked off, you can still hear them buzzing in there. There's another one with pollen on it. I did check this one out. It is producing, it still has a laying queen before I closed it up. This hive here, like I said, is my nice hive. See, totally different. But I didn't lose any hives this winter. Only had 2. This is the first time I've been up here to check on them. This is the same field as my donkeys, and I take it they might have been the one that budged these 2 hives. But we didn't get below, we never consistently stayed below freezing for more than, I don't know that we had a full 24 hours below freezing. Most of the time it got down to freezing 20 something, and then it would heat up to 40 or so. So we didn't get real cold. But it is supposed to rain the next couple of days. We are supposed to start having some 60-degree days. And I will come up here. This is just a box I put here with some frames. They don't have any brood on them. I kind of put it here as a hopes maybe I could catch a swarm if they looked and seen that there was a hive right next door. But my plan is to split these this year, especially this hive. That one I probably just need to squash the queen, because I have heard that the queen is what makes the attitude, gives them the attitude. There we go. Is what gives them the attitude. So usually if you've got a nice queen, you'll have nice bees. I don't know if that's true or not, but this one here, they have been putting moisture in the sugar. I basically put a 3-pound bag of sugar on top of both these, and that was it. I didn't do anything else. And they survived just fine. So I haven't been in there. I bought the mite treatment. I didn't take any honey out of these this year. This is the first year for these bees. So I didn't take any honey out because I wanted to give them plenty to make it through the winter. So they did have plenty of honey, but since I put the mite treatment in there, it said that if you put the mite treatment in there, do not take any of the honey after you treat the hive. So even though this red box is about 3/4, no, it's, I think all but one frame of it's full of honey. This one over here, the mean hive, they weren't producing that well. There was only about 4 frames. Well, maybe 5 or 6 frames of honey in the top. and there was some brood and honey in the bottom. But it's always been an active hive. They just didn't produce a lot of honey, not as much as this one did. So basically my thought was to leave them that to feed off of, and it worked. I mean, they had plenty of food and honey between the two boxes, and then the sugar, helped them stretch it out. So I will come back up here next weekend when it's dry. It's kind of overcast now. It's supposed to rain the next couple of days. But I'll come up here next Sunday and pull the boxes apart and check them for all the different brood diseases. Make sure they still got queens. I'm not seeing any. I think it's too early for swarms, but like I said, I do want to split these. There's probably enough in both boxes for me to split. And I need to come up with a better solution than this. This is on a hillside. It's a pretty good grade out here. So I need to kind of make my apiary a little better, and probably put a little fence up to keep the donkeys from smacking the hives. So that's what we got so far. Y'all have a good one. So I decided to come back over here and open this nice hive up, and I am seeing mold on top of the frames and around the sides, so I'm getting some moisture in here somehow. And they are still clustered in the middle. Yeah, this is such a nicer hive. But I was kind of surprised to see the mold in here. They're still got plenty of honey. Got that side built out in comb. I don't know what to do about the mold issue. If y'all got some clues, let me know. That's full of honey. All capped honey. There's a hive beetle down in there. More capped honey. And more hive beetles. I think you can see those. Hive beetle in there. So maybe it didn't get cold enough to kill all the hive beetles, because my understanding is towards the end of the season, right before you put them up for the winter, that's kind of when the hive beetles are at their peak, and that's when I treated them. I treated both boxes.